Hi, Howie the Crab and Winnie the Crab's mom here. I don't come on here very often and talk to you face to face, but there's an important matter that we need to discuss. You may have seen a video about a woman who air fried 2 live crabs in a clear air fryer and seasoned them while they were alive and then watched while they died in the air fryer. I get tagged in every single video about crabs, whether it's negative or positive online. I see them all. While hundreds of people have tagged me in this and privately shared it, and I've had people beg me to stay offline while this blows over so that I don't have to see it. Well, I saw that video before it even had 1,000 views. As soon as something like that pops up, I am one of the first people to be tagged in it because I publicly speak out about cruelty to crustaceans and everything. I want to believe that maybe she grew up not knowing that crabs are sentient and have feelings, and how incredibly cruel that was. I love that our community of fans, there are 2 million of you across social media now, actually more than that. I do have 1 million here on TikTok, and just you can find me in other places. But when people are stitching her video and actually speaking up on that level of cruelty and why this is allowed on these apps is wonderful that we're finally having this conversation of what about crabs? So let's talk about what about crabs. All of the cruelty laws everywhere protect other animals, but not crabs. For some reason, crabs have gotten a bad rap, and even though there's been studies, hundreds of studies, over 300 studies about their intelligence and their ability to feel and perceive their environment, people don't care. So this is where I came in. This is what I do online. People are like, you're just the lady that puts hats on the crab and takes them for walks. Yes, that's what I do, but there's a purpose to what I do. What I do is to grab your attention, look at crabs, and go, hey, maybe they deserve to be treated a little better. That they can be a pet, they can be loved and cared for, and they can learn to trust. Crabs are a lot smarter than you think. They remember faces, food, objects, shapes. They remember pain. They will avoid pain. I once gave Howie ice cream not knowing how sensitive she was to temperature because she liked sweet things and she likes dairy. Well, she liked dairy. But she recoiled and acted like it was hurting her. And from then on, she wouldn't eat off of the plate that I used because she remembered that I gave her something on that plate that was cold, and so she avoided it. Pain avoidance is a sign of intelligence and sentience. It is incredibly cruel to cook them alive, whether it's boiling or, please, for the love of everything, don't put them in air fryers. It takes them a long time to pass away from being cooked in any sort of manner. So I don't preach anything other than I understand people have to eat. I understand. It's a complicated issue. I don't want to tell anybody what to do. I want to educate you and have you come to the decision on your own that yes, crabs are sentient. Sentient doesn't mean rocket scientists. Sentient doesn't mean that they can do complex math problems. Sentient just means that they can perceive and feel. There aren't any laws to protect them, and this is something that we need to band together and change. I am so hoping that we can get these types of videos off of the internet. Every time I see a video that is cruel to crabs, I report it as animal cruelty, and every time it comes back, does not violate any standards, does not violate any rules. And I think it's time that we challenge these rules because I don't want to see it. Nobody wants to see it. Nobody wants to see it for shock value, an animal getting hurt or killed, people delighting in their pain. That woman was delighting in the crab's pain, and that doesn't make me angry, it makes me sad. I wish I was a better public speaker. I wish there was somebody who could do this better than me. But you guys, thank you for everything and for loving Howie and Winny.